Hey everyone, it's Jim from Radio Wasteland, and it is time once again for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. And ours, of course. This is, as we say, just the tip of the iceberg for some of the new releases. You can find the full list by heading to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. We'll also put a link directly to all of this upcoming week's releases in the description below, so make sure you click on that and look through them all when you get a chance. But without any further ado, here are the new releases headed our way for Friday, June 2nd, 2023. Hard to believe, but yeah, we're halfway through the year already. Starting off with kind of a big and emotional one, this one from the Foo Fighters, and it is their brand new album called But Here We Are. Our description says that this marks the band's return after a year of staggering losses, personal introspection, and bittersweet remembrances. It goes on to say that this is a brutally honest and emotionally raw response to everything Foo Fighters have endured recently. It's the 11th Foo Fighters album and the first chapter of the band's new life. We can look forward to two different vinyl variations of this. First up is a 140-gram black vinyl version, that one listing for about $26. And there is an indie-exclusive white vinyl version, this one also on 140-gram vinyl, this one listing for $26. New stuff also from Rival Sons. This one is called Dark Fighter. Not much of a description on this other than to say it's a 2023 release from the Southern California Rockers. So Dark Fighter by the Rival Sons, listing for about $30. A few different variations for this new one from Avenged Sevenfold. Life is But a Dream is the title, and our description says that this is a timeless work of art that blurs genres. Best served as a whole and consumed en masse to truly appreciate its musical breadth and sonic depth. The description goes on to say that this marks Avenged Sevenfold's boldest statement and most revolutionary work to date. It is a double LP on 180-gram vinyl, the black vinyl version listing for about $40, and there is an indie-exclusive blue vinyl version, that one also listing for about $40. But wait, there's more, as they say. For some reason, we're being offered an Italian import on orange vinyl, double LP as well, but this one listing way up there. You got to really want this one for the uniqueness of it. But the Life is But a Dream on orange vinyl, Italian import from Avenged Sevenfold, listing, at least on our prices, for about $99. Over to the punk side of things, we've got something new from Rancid. This is called Tomorrow Never Comes. The description says that emerging from the blue-collar swamps of Berkeley, California, Rancid has now been a living, breathing punk rock band for over a quarter century. So their brand new one, again called Tomorrow Never Comes, a black vinyl version listing for about $24, and an indie exclusive version, it's being called the Echo Mix, listing for about $26. Couldn't find much more information on that, but according to the band's official website, this US indie retail Echo Mix version is on silver-colored vinyl. Up next, something new from Jelly Roll. They're actually calling this his full-length debut project. This is called Whitsit Chapel, and it's titled after the church in Antioch where the Tennessee native grew up attending. This album features 13 tracks, including his current single, Need a Favor. In the description, Jelly Roll says that this album is about growth and gratitude happening in his life. He wanted to create a project that felt hopeful. He goes on to say that he believes the worst feeling a person in the world can have is feeling hopelessness or worthlessness. So this is a therapeutic album. So real music for real people with real problems, according to Jelly Roll. So this brand new one called Whitsit Chapel by Jelly Roll, listing for about $22. Something also brand new from Ben Folds. This is called What Matters Most. It is the 6th studio album from the singer-songwriter and his first album since 2015. This one listing a little heavy according to our description. This says it's coming in at a $45 suggested retail price. Also something new from legend Bruce Cockburn. This is called O Sun, O Moon. This is Cockburn's latest studio album, coming from True North Records, and it is a collection of 12 new original songs that demonstrate the songwriting and guitar playing skills that have come from the more than 55 years of artistry on Cockburn's part. So O Sun, O Moon, new stuff from Bruce Cockburn, listing for about $35. Such Ferocious Beauty is the title of the brand new album from Cowboy Junkies. Our description says that Such Ferocious Beauty is vintage Cowboy Junkies and another dimension from the lo-fi Canadian band comprised of, well, family. So again, limited edition green translucent vinyl. Such Ferocious Beauty by Cowboy Junkies, listing for about $28. Up next is one of those albums where an artist kind of reworks their original works. In this case, though, it's Bob Dylan. This is called Shadow Kingdom. Our description says that this is a double LP pressing, but with an etched fourth side. On this 2023 release, Dylan is performing 21st century versions of songs from his storied back catalog, including fan favorites like Forever Young and It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, plus deep catalog gems like Queen Jane and Wicked Messenger. Now, this was originally reinterpreted for an exclusive streaming film event, which aired in 2021. Now on vinyl, this album's setlist includes 13 original songs handpicked by Dylan for his Shadow Kingdom performance, plus a closing instrumental called Sierra's Theme. So reworked versions of Dylan classics, recorded by Dylan, Shadow Kingdom listing for about $35. Again, double LP, but 3 sides, the fourth side being an etching. New stuff also from Kelsey Ballerini. This is called Subject to Change. In the description, Ballerini says that there is a lot of nostalgia to this record, and it does sound like really 90s inspired, 90s country, and 90s pop. She goes on to say she wanted to start this next chapter of her career with something that feels good and breezy and happy, and she hopes people like to hear that. So Subject to Change, brand new stuff from Kelsey Ballerini, double LP on yellow vinyl, listing for about $28. On to a couple of new compilations, the first one being Fuzz Freak Out, 1970 and 1971, by the Pink Fairies. Our description says that this is a unique vinyl compilation of rare demos and radio broadcasts from one of the most legendary British space rock bands, the Pink Fairies. A gatefold jacket with blue and pink vinyl, this one coming from Purple Pyramid and Cleopatra Records. Fuzz Freak Out, 1970 through 1971 by the Pink Fairies, listing for about $30. And yet one more of those re-recordings we need to watch out for, but still a new compilation nonetheless. This is called The Essential Great White. Our description says that this is a monster double LP collection of fan favorites by the blues, rock, and 80s metal icons Great White and their powerful vocalist Jack Russell. Now this is where we need to pay attention. The description goes on to say that this includes recut versions of the band's signature hits, Once Bitten, Twice Shy, Rock Me, Save Your Love, plus covers of Led Zeppelin, Journey, AC/DC, Skynyrd, Van Halen, Motley Crue, Aerosmith, and more. This also features special appearances by Jeff Skunk Baxter, Jeff Pilson, Edgar Winter, and Dweezil Zappa. So the double LP of re-recorded Great White hits called The Essential Great White on blue and red vinyl, listing for about $40. Onward now to the reissues for June 2nd, 2023. And this is a timely one. I can attest that this was actually in the system before news of Tina Turner's passing hit this past week. But Private Dancer had been scheduled for a reissue, and that is where we are now with the Queen of Soul and Rock having passed. So Private Dancer, a limited vinyl pressing from the icon, originally released in 1985. And our description reiterates that this was a triumphant comeback and a spectacular success for the veteran vocalist. Tina Turner's reissued Private Dancer, listing for about $25. We also have a reissue of Little Broken Hearts from Norah Jones, this one originally released in 2012. Coming on black vinyl from Blue Note Records, this one will list for about $30. And 2023 marks 50 years since Tom Waits released his landmark debut album, Closing Time. So we've got a couple of versions of the 50th anniversary reissue of this. First being on black vinyl and listing for about $32. And then there's also an indie exclusive on clear vinyl, this one listing also for $32. By the way, both of these are half-speed mastered from Abbey Road Studios. On to one next from Music on Vinyl. This is One Giveth, The Count Taketh Away, a limited edition colored vinyl from Bootsy Collins. Now this limited edition is of 1,000 individually numbered copies on that gold-colored vinyl, and will list a bit heavy, as most Music on Vinyl stuff does. Suggested list price on this one being $45. From Cleopatra Records, we've got Where Did You Sleep Last Night from Lead Belly. Some legendary blues stuff here. This one coming on gold-colored vinyl and includes the classic recordings of Goodnight Irene, The Boll Weevil, and of course, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? So Lead Belly's Where Did You Sleep Last Night on gold vinyl, listing for about $23. Also from Cleopatra, but their sub-label of Kung Fu this time, is Blink-182 and their Buddha album. Our description says that this is the one that kicked off the meteoric rise into the mainstream stratosphere for the pop-punk superstars. These raw and early recordings showcase all of the passion and verve of the songwriting of the early Blink-182. So Buddha on blue and red splatter vinyl, listing for about $30. So more punk now. This is Unknown Road from Pennywise, originally released in 1993. This one coming on orange and blue swirled type vinyl and listing for about $27. And then we have a couple of live albums to wrap things up for the week of June 2nd. First up is Live in Rio from the Hollywood Vampires. Now, our description says that this is a 2015 live performance by the rock supergroup, featuring, of course, Alice Cooper, Johnny Depp, Joe Perry, and Tommy Herkinson. And it was back in 2015 when the Vampires played probably their biggest and most legendary concerts in front of over 100,000 fans in Rio de Janeiro. This show, in addition to the Vampires lineup at the time, featured a list of superstars helping out, including Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses, Matt Sorum from Velvet Revolver, and other special guests including Lizzie Hale and Zach Starkey. So this is a double LP on 180-gram vinyl, was produced by Bob Ezrin, Live in Rio from the Hollywood Vampires, listing for about $36. And finally, an anniversary, a big box set anniversary reissue of Live Evil by Black Sabbath. Now, this is the Ronnie James Dio live version from Sabbath, and our description says, although it was hailed by influential heavy metal magazine Kerrang as one of the greatest live albums of all time in 1983, the band was never completely satisfied with the way the original mix worked out. So now we are able to present this fresh, new 40th anniversary mix, remixed from the original analog multi-track tapes. Now, this packaging will also include a 40-page hardcover book with a brand new essay written inside. Now, this is a 4 LP set. The first 2 LPs are the original double album, and the second 2 LPs are the 40th anniversary remaster from the analog tapes that we had mentioned. So this big box set, the 40th anniversary remasterings of Live Evil by Black Sabbath, coming in at a list price of about $100. And that is a quick check of some of the new releases headed our way for Friday, June 2nd, 2023. If you're local and you see something you'd like us to pre-order, contact us here at the store and we will take care of you. Not local, not a problem. Head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com, and from there you can look at not just these releases, but all of the upcoming releases for the several next months to come. We'll also put a link directly to all of this week's releases in the description below, so make sure you click on that to see everything that we couldn't quite get to. In the meantime, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like, hit that comment, do all the things you need to do, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland. Thanks.